Hi, my name is Poeartistry. I am excited to welcome you to James Poeartistry Productions. You are tuning into an incredible experience known as Poeartistry Gold, where we delve into the art of commentary, storytelling and poetry. We aim to bring you inspiring and thought-provoking content.
This is a Poeartistry Gold moment by the author James Lynch.
Welcome, perceptive readers, to this Poeartistry Gold number 88. I will keep this within the normal time frame that you are used to from all the other podcasts. You've noticed since we hit the 80s of this series, so to speak, Poeartistry Gold, I've gone to extended amounts of time, running from 20 minutes all the way to 30 something minutes to dive into a topic here or there. Well, I'm recording this though right on my phone, and so with it being right on my phone, due to the battery usage, I better keep it within the normal 10 minute time frame. And so this is what I want to share with you. Did you know that human beings can actually control their dreams? Now, I gave you a little bit of time to think about that because maybe some of you never experienced this in your life at all. So you may feel it's actually impossible. And in order to believe what I just said to you, you probably have to go talk to psychologists and psychiatrists and other people who study such things or what have you, in order to, I guess you could say, give the credentials or the qualifier of what I just said to you, that you can control your dreams. It's sometimes where I would say probably the majority of the time takes a lot of training. You see, a lot of conditioning and preparing your mind, and it does, depending on, you see, what you are allowed to do, the levels of sleep you are able to actually get at night. See, some persons never are able, because they're so busy, they got so much on their mind, they literally only seem to sleep within, every 1 or 2 hours without having to do something else in order to accomplish something that's really on their mind. So with that being said, they never cross the different stages, even beyond what some people may call REM sleep or rapid eye movement sleep, to enter into that state that they want to be in. They haven't in a long time, in years. So that's one of the things that before you can get to that state of being able to control your dreams, you got to get your sleep together as well. And so that's probably why some people never experience it. Anyway, with that being said, I wanted to mention that because at the same time, God even, talked to his prophets and people that, he was interacting with throughout history in the Bible with dreams and things of that nature. He even told others, even told the people, I talk with this servant of mine through dreams, or I talk with this servant communicating this way, or what have you. Many people I've heard about even Jacob's ladder. Now, with that being again said, this is something that I want you to still even meditate on. God, which we have talked about quite a bit, is holy. God is holy. And yet, there are actually a couple of persons who come to my mind in the Bible. And I'll go ahead and mention two, but it's another one as well, that if I was to mention his name, boy, that would certainly open up a whole treasure trove of knowledge or what have you, that some, put it this way, it would actually bring everything together, what I'm about to say here, to them very quickly, because then some of them would say, now that makes sense. But just as a teaser, I'm not going to mention the third person. Okay. I'm going to just let you put these two together. And then maybe, just maybe, you'll think of somebody else. And then you say, oh, none of it all does make sense in this way. Well, okay. God is holy. God, all his decisions are perfect. You see, all of them are just. And God is love. You see, everything that he does that stems or protrudes out of him actually still comes from who he is as love. So the justice that we hear and see is love. His power and certainly his wisdom, all, you see what I'm saying, actually are. See, I don't even want to say molded when it comes to talking about God, because God is one. He is who he is. But then you see, as humans, sometimes we may say, well, I did that just because I love the person. You see what I'm saying? And so it may be built upon what we already know about ourselves, when with God, all of this stuff happens just naturally, supernaturally, spiritually, if you will. Okay. So here are the persons that I was thinking about. You can see examples where even though God made clear who he is, what his holiness is, he either allowed certain situations for these two ones to experience. And then not only that, there was times where he straight up just told them something that was complete opposite still, or seemed like it, of his nature as well. And yet, yep, it came straight from God's mouth. It came straight through even his communication that I want you to do this. So we can see from those examples, God does know what he is doing. And even though he exercises his own power and authority in certain ways sometimes, see, it still doesn't mean that us as humans, we take it upon ourselves just to presume, sometimes I say again, so greatly in one area that it was almost like, well, yeah, God did this, but that doesn't mean you still make a practice of going out and doing this or doing that. So it's good to know these things at times. Why? Because you hear humans talk about gray areas, you see, all the time, in decisions that we may make towards foods and even entertainment. And yet you can actually still see, and you got to take this again really in the context as I'm putting it in. I'm never saying go against God's holiness or will for you. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, in the interest of stimulating a person's mind in such a way at times, you see, to understand, to get the point, you will even see that certain matters were allowed, and he even requested, you see, even requested at certain times to maybe dramatize the point for us. That's the way we may even look at it before we fully understand why he did it or said it. All right. Have a very wonderful day. And thank you for continuing to be with me on these Poeartistry Gold moments.